Welcome to Hook Connections. I had the best guest today because she brings joy to everybody's life. As you can see, we have some beautiful flowers and plants on the table. Today, my guest is Tiffany Wesseler with Eagledale Florist. Thank you, Tiffany, for being here. It's so great to bring in these honest businesses that really teach you what you should do and what you should know and what you shouldn't know when it comes to ordering flowers and getting flowers. Thanks for coming, Tiffany.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
First of all, check out this rose right here. What is that called?
High and magic.
A high and magic rose. It is absolutely the most beautiful rose. Tell us about that.
They are a way fun rose. There's different grades of roses, like there's different grades of meat. So this is a higher end rose. They come from South America, and they blossom. They come in and they're just gorgeous. They're not, the little ugly 40 centimeter. This would be more of your 50 or 60 centimeter, and they're fun. They're great. They'll last probably a good 7-8 days.
Wow. And I have ordered flowers from Eagledale Florist for quite some time because I actually went and met with her in her florist, in her flower shop, and I learned so much. Recently, I ordered some peace lilies for some friends of mine that had lost a loved one, and I actually went and picked them up because I needed them sooner than I really wanted to push them to get them there. But I mean, the customer service that you guys give is just, I mean, there are no florists that have that kind of customer service,
I'm a third generation, and I was taught by my grandmother that this is a gift. This is when someone's getting flowers, it's not about the flower, it's about the emotion the flower is delivering. So what makes us different than everyone else is our customer service and the fact that I truly do care. You can call me at 8 o'clock at night and the phones go to one of our cell phones. So you can always find us.
I actually texted her while she was on vacation to see if she would be on my show this week. So, and she responded, "I'm on vacation, but yes, invite me." So, welcome again. Now, how long have you actually been working in the flower industry?
I've been there since before I was born and when I was 2 weeks old.
Oh my!
So as soon as I could push a broom or cut something with a knife, answering the phones, I was answering phones when I was 12 years old.
Wow!
So.
And there has to be a passion behind it. What is besides being a family business, what is your passion? I mean, when flowers are delivered, everybody goes, ooh, ah, who are they from? And they brighten anybody's day, and it doesn't matter what the occasion is for.
No, it's really, it's a great, some people call it a ministry. But there's nothing more powerful than delivering the emotion because it's not about the flower. It's about the fact that you are cared about, that you're loved, that someone has taken the time to send you flowers. And why did they send you flowers? Because they love you.
Right.
We've had so many times delivering flowers. I started delivering flowers with my grandpa in the van when I was 5 years old. And, back then you would go to someone's home, they would be home, or the neighbors knew where they were, and now no one knows anyone. And I think in today's fast-paced world, there's so much emotion. So the flower actually just enlightens anyone. You can walk into any store, any business, any nursing home, any hospital, and people are always just, you have a pattern interruption. It gives them that moment to smile and kind of reflect on, oh, those are really pretty.
And who it's from. I have a funny story to tell you. My sister, her birthday is December 26th, and she got flowers for her birthday, but there was not a name on them. And her boss took credit for it, and it wasn't from her boss. It was from a guy that wanted to take her out.
Oh.
So now they're seeing each other on a regular basis, and he's actually a police officer. So the last time he sent flowers, he put his badge number on the back of it. So she would know that it wasn't from her boss, because when she found out, she just had a cow because it wasn't signed. It didn't have a name on it,
Well, and so often people do that. They're like, oh, they'll know. It's like, no, they really don't know. So sign your name or
Right.
put some kind of identification on it.
Right.
So often relationships become, a guy really does a whole lot to get someone to go out with them. And then you go through the process of getting married, and then you go through the process of having the children and everything. And then you kind of get accustomed to not getting flowers or happy anniversary, love Jack. Like, come on, let's use some more words here.
Right.
So that is the difference between having a personal florist and just going and buying flowers, because that is my job to help try to put those words in and remind people, because there again, life is so fast now. It's like, well, would you like to put love on that, or I love you, or thanks for all you do?
How funny. The next segment, I know I want to talk about something specific. I've known Tiffany for quite some time because she actually did the flowers for my daughter's wedding in 2009. And they were all floating flowers in glasses and bowls, and they were just absolutely beautiful. So tell us real quickly, what are some of the big events that you might be able to do flowers for people?
Weddings, funerals, anniversary parties, renewal of vows. That's something that has been coming up lately. We've actually done 3 and 4 generations now of weddings. It's quite interesting. We had a bride come in, and she had the Bible that her mom had used in 1974. And I'm like, my mom put the flowers on that for you. So that's kind of cool. I'm building that relationship. I think that we've done things for commencement at IUPUI, Marian University, decorating a stage.
Well, and I just happened to have lunch somewhere today, and have a meeting somewhere today of a place that changes their flowers every single week, and they get them from a local florist, but they're simple carnations and they don't last a week. So Tiffany,
and they need to be lasting a week.
Yeah, Tiffany now has their contact information, so she can get a hold of them. We would like to thank Wofford Theaters and Logan Street Signs and Banners for being our sponsor and allowing us to put this on every week, because we always try to bring you the best of the best. We make sure that, besides Hook Connect and doing the research and the background checks that we do on companies, whether it be a service company or whether it be for a consumer or for a business, we love to showcase these honest people that come on TV. Tiffany, real quickly, we got 40 seconds. I'm going to have you back on the show at another time.
Okay.
But talk real quickly about the nonprofit that you have.
Nonprofit is Eagledale YMCA Ray of Hope program. We work with children in our local area that probably would never experience summer camp or have toothbrushes or get to the dentist. So we've been focusing on getting them to those places. In fact, I have 2 kids that are now going to the dentist on Monday, and I'm taking them because mom doesn't have a driver's license, mom doesn't have a car, don't know where dad is. So we are collecting pop tabs, and you can always drop them off at Eagledale Florist. We also collect pop cans, and we take donations. Most of the kids, we were able to send 4 kids to summer camp last year, and we had to buy bathing suits. So
all right, next segment will be up just shortly, and enjoy the commercial.
Thank you.
When Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage: Logan Street Signs and Banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Everyone knows it's easy to find first-run movies in the big theaters. But where can you go to watch your favorite classic movies on the big screen for the perfect night out? Why rent a flick when you can rent the entire theater? Call today to reserve our 32-seat theater for your next event or just stop by to see what's showing this weekend. The 14 by 7 foot screen and the high quality digital surround sound system offers all the amenities you would expect from the big theaters with a laid back atmosphere and comfortable seating of your own home. Wofford Theater at 1744 South 10th Street in Noblesville gives you the classic movies you want with a big theater experience.
Welcome back to Hook Connections. Again, we have our guest today is Tiffany Wesseler with Eagledale Florist. Tiffany, first thing I want you to do for those people that are just going to be listening via the radio,
Sure.
Give them your contact information and your phone number so people can place orders with you.
Great. It's Tiffany, and we are at Eagledale Florist, singular, not plural. So many times people want to put an S on the end of florist. There's just one of us for 57 years. Our phone number is 317-924-4249.
And I have actually called them one day and had something delivered the next, so you can get it done.
If you order by noon, you can have it anywhere, same day.
That's great. I recently connected Tiffany with a couple of owners of funeral homes, and the reason I did that is every time someone passes away and you see the obituary, whether it be a family or a friend or whatever the case may be, you always see on that website, order flowers. There is a disadvantage to ordering those flowers from the funeral home versus calling a florist direct. And that disadvantage is you pay a lot more money. So, for instance, there's one case right here that she brought in, it just floored me. Someone ordered a flower. What's it called, Tiffany?
Spathiphyllum, which is a peace lily.
Okay, peace lily. The retail cost on this funeral home's, well, it's directed to the funeral florist, I assume, right?
Well, it's actually, the funeral home will get a free website for the exchange of the flower business.
Okay, so the funeral home is going to charge you $64.99 plus tax, and if you would call a local florist like Eagledale Florist, that same flower would be $46.79. So it's never to your advantage to order from a funeral home. Build a relationship with someone that you like and trust, and you're going to know what their needs are. She now knows where my sister works. There's all kinds of things, and she'll remember those kinds of things. Of course, we know each other because way back when. But why are people misled? I mean, is there anything on these websites?
There's nothing that says this, but when a company is making between 25 and 32% of an order, when the web happened, there's this whole group who has gone in who they've never been a florist, they're not creative, they've never been in a brick and mortar store, but they have beautiful websites. They have beautiful websites, and they have a great organization to take your order, but they don't tell you that they're going to charge you between $14.95 and $18.95 just to take your order. Then they turn around, give it to a florist. Then they're also going to deduct another 28 to 32%. So you think that you've spent $60, $70, $80, $100, but most of that's fees. So you're not going to get you're
not going to get a very good quality, that's for sure.
That is correct. And you're not going to give the amount of flowers. So if you build a relationship with your local brick and mortar store, then you can also know that this is what I'm going to get. This is the quality I'm going to receive every time. Having a personal florist, I keep your wife's information on file. I keep your husband's information on file, just so that you can just text me and say, hey, today's our anniversary, I want flowers. Or, hey, I need something sent for a funeral. Can you just take care of that? I have many customers who do that now.
That's very cool. That's very
But
cool.
stay off of websites.
You know,
We have one and you can use it, and we're not going to charge you an extra fee.
Okay.
But I would rather let us be that creative force of why you're setting those flowers.
And even if you just need a centerpiece for your table, I mean, you can do creative silk
Absolutely.
flower arrangements too. So,
Absolutely.
Something else that kind of bothers me is you have no idea when you order whether calling a 1-800 number to order flowers, because I think it's 1-800-Flowers, and there's a couple of other ones, or ordering from a website. You have no idea where where that order is actually originating from. So you may not even be giving those taxes back to the state in which you reside,
That's
and you
correct.
may be paying a higher tax rate because it's going to another state. So it's always wise to build a relationship with a florist, because you're always going to have that personal touch. I remember my dad, he used to always forget anniversaries and birthdays and stuff, and the florist would actually call him.
Yes, I have.
You know,
I
a
have-
couple of days
yes.
prior to say, remember tomorrow's your wife's birthday, or, you know, because it was very difficult for Dad to remember because he had 7 kids, you know, so it was hard for him to remember everything.
Absolutely. And men are notorious for not remembering dates. Not all,
Right,
but
right,
on
right.
the most part.
Can you just talk a little bit about how does a person know who is actually arranging these if they're ordering from a website? Not a brick and mortar.
Correct.
But
You do
calling
not
from,
know.
Okay.
Because what happens is a lot of, we call them order gatherers, are not even in this country, let alone in our city. And they're not creative. They're not going to know what's in the cooler. They're not going to know what's in season, what's not in season, what creative things can we use. If it's August, you probably don't want to try to order peonies because they're going to come from another country and they're going to be more expensive just because of the cost of freight.
Right.
So talk to your local florist who can help you understand what's in season, what's going to hold up for your event. If you're doing an outdoor event, you're probably not going to want to use more fragile flowers that do not do well in the heat. You would want to use more durable flowers like roses, carnations, daisies. If you're inside, then absolutely you can use, for weddings.
But they're not going to be able to guide you because
Correct.
they're not going to know.
That is correct.
Right.
Right.
And it's kind of funny. I found out on the break that our producer actually used to deliver flowers for Eagledale Florist. So you'll have
When he was in high school.
When he was in high school, so you'll have to ask your parents if they remember him.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of funny. It is kind of funny. Jim was delivering flowers.
Go,
Did
Colonel.
they smile at you, Jim?
I just took the cash.
Okay. So an order gatherer is not always your best bet. You don't know what kind of flowers you're going to get.
You don't even know where they are.
And you have no relationship with anybody. So it's very difficult to go that route. We are going to come back a little bit in the next segment, and we're just going to let Tiffany talk about what makes Eagledale Florist so special. What is the best thing that she's ever done to help somebody, and just a little bit about what this business does for her. So we will be back shortly.
When Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage: Logan Street signs and banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Everyone knows it's easy to find first-run movies in the big theaters. But where can you go to watch your favorite classic movies on the big screen for the perfect night out? Why rent a flick when you can rent the entire theater? Call today to reserve our 32-seat theater for your next event or just stop by to see what's showing this weekend. The 14 by 7 foot screen and the high quality digital surround sound system offers all the amenities you would expect from the big theaters with a laid back atmosphere and comfortable seating of your own home. Wofford Theater at 1744 South 10th Street in Noblesville gives you the classic movies you want with a big theater experience.
Welcome to Hook Connections, where we bring on the best of the best in Indy and Hamilton County and all surrounding counties. I am Barbara Hook with Hook Connect. We are always looking for service providers and contractors that are honest, that want a different approach to promoting their business. I attend 10 to 20 networking meetings every single week. So I am able to educate the consumer on what's right, what's wrong, who not to hire, warn people when there's a bad one out there.
And good ones.
And good ones. And we're actually promoting those good ones now on Facebook, if you find us on Facebook at Hook Connect. Welcome back, Tiffany.
Thank you.
It's great to have you with us again. And so for this last segment, could you just kind of talk to us about what a person should look for, what fits well for some things? I mean, whatever you want to talk about.
Great.
I that's the best way to do it.
Okay, great. Well, I would like to first start off with not all florists are trained in floristry. So therefore, when you walk into a flower shop, you don't know if someone has the experience of being that artist that you want to create. So not all florists are going to be a good match for whatever your occasion is. The reason why I stay a florist, being the third generation, is there's nothing more powerful than helping a family with saying goodbye to a loved one. I had a lady who was planning her funeral in the last stages of her life, and to the point that she was on a ventilator, and days were numbered. And she did not want to have anything to do with the funeral. She did not want any angels. She did not want a funeral home. She wanted it to be a party. So we planned a beautiful party. We had it at an event facility, had 200 people.
Wow.
White tablecloths, hot pink chair cover ties. Made it more about a celebration of her life and not being so down, because she was such a vibrant person. That's very rewarding to me, because when a family is going through those emotions, it's so painful because you don't know what to do.
Absolutely.
And having that person
It brings
that can
tears
help
to
you.
my eyes just thinking about it.
I know, it does to me too. Or, making it personal about, was that person a fisherman? Was that person a hunter? Let us create that memorial for them to help you start your process of saying goodbye.
Right.
That's the most powerful thing for me.
So what do you feel is the most elaborate design work that you have ever done?
The most elaborate thing was probably a wedding at the Scottish Rite, and we had a cake that was probably 7 feet tall, and just gardenias everywhere. And it was such a beautiful and romantic experience for 400 people to be in that environment of just all of these gorgeous colors and flowers. And the day after Valentine's Day, unfortunately it snowed, and she had 100 guests not come to her event because it was the day after. So helping a family, helping a group of people go through the stages of my experience. Mm-hmm. Because with technology, everyone thinks they can Google stuff and, I can plan this on my own. Don't try to plan those great big projects on your own, because you don't have the experience.
Absolutely. And something else too, that there's such a lack of communication between people. the flowers, I mean, that just, when my daughter brought me flowers the day before my mom's birthday on St. Patrick's Day, just to remember my mom, I mean, I just busted into tears, you know, because it was just like, it was a color my mom liked. It was yellow roses. Of course, I don't think she got them from a florist because they didn't last very long. But, you know, just that feeling, the lack of communication, if we're not texting or if we're not sending it by an email, there is no communication. People don't pick up the phone and call people anymore, you know?
No, or it's really sad. You go to a restaurant and everyone's sitting there with their phones.
Absolutely.
I'm like, are you guys going to talk? So it's about the emotions. There's nothing more powerful than to walk into a nice restaurant and the flowers are sitting on the table that were pre-decided for you prior to you getting there. I mean, that's some power right there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's so sweet, or oh, so she's so sweet.
Right.
Because they took the time to do that. And when you deal with a professional florist who has experienced many of your events, we can help you kind of stay away from the pitfalls.
And you could also do open houses, and any kind of housewarming or Christmas parties,
Yes.
or I'm sure that it's an unlimited amount of things that you guys could do.
Absolutely. Or what's more powerful than buy a new home that you've just now spent $100 or $200 or $300,000 on, and your realtor sends you a thank you with flowers.
I bet I know who did that. That realtor was on my show,
Yes,
Lisa
she is.
Treadwell.
Yes.
She, so, you know, the thing that you have to remember always, first of all, I have a great brochure, and if you call Eagledale Florist and you mention Hook Connect, you will get a discount. So make sure you call Eagledale Florist. And again, what is that number?
317-924-4249.
And we were just talking at the break, too, that we maybe are going to do this like every quarter. So she might be able to talk next quarter about, you know, the best things to do for summertime, or
Plant care, barbecues, what to do.
Because the hardest thing for me is those darn peace lilies, you know. I love them. They are beautiful. The only time mine blooms, and this is really kind of eerie, but the only time mine blooms is when there's a major event that occurs in my life. And it's like from my mom's funeral. And it's like my mom is opening that flower to let me know that she knows what's going on.
You're not alone.
Yeah, it's just really, it's kind of eerie, really. But anyway, she has great offers. And again, if you call and mention Hook Connect, you will get a discount on your order. Lots of great spring flower arrangements that she could get to you. Of course, the flowers here are just absolutely gorgeous, and especially this rose. What is it called again?
High in Magic.
High in Magic. So our producer's got to remember that so he can send some of those to his wife, don't you think?
I'll just buy those.
No, I'm going to buy those.
You can buy the little one.
We deliver everywhere, so we can take care of both of you.
Okay,
You don't
that'll
have to
work.
fight over the flowers.
That'll work.
It's already in my building.
Possession.
9/10 of the law.
Thank you very much, Tiffany, for
Thank
being
you.
our guest today, and we look forward to having you back. Again, we'll be here next Wednesday. Our guest will be Chris Reed, and he will be talking about Sparks,
Yay.
which is TED Talks. And if you don't know what TED Talks are, there's just a way to get inspired. And just stay tuned for next week.